Hey, it's Hallie. Today we have this can of sugar-free orange Fuego. It's a very cool looking can design. So I thought today I'd kind of talk about how to figure out your priorities, because lately I've been getting a ton of opportunities and a ton of people asking me to edit things for them, direct their music videos, travel with them as a social media, TikTok creation person, and it gets overwhelming because some of these opportunities definitely sound really enticing, and if I had infinite time, obviously I'd love to try to do everything, but you don't have infinite time. And on top of these many opportunities I'm getting, there's things that I personally want to achieve that involve a lot of my own time just dedicated to working on those things without having anything else going on. And I've been doing a lot of partnerships and sponsorships over the past year. And when you agree to do those things, you think that it won't take much time, and the timeline seems reasonable, and generally it only takes a couple days for me to shoot and edit a piece of content for someone. However, you kind of forget about that initial concept phase and feedback phase, and then the schedule gets delayed or something changes, and before you know it, you've spent like a month of your time, at least maybe like a chunk of your time and brain power on this project that you weren't that interested in, and it really distracted from you doing the things that you actually want to be doing, or like those end game idea of your life that you've been doing all this for. And as I grew up, I obviously said yes to a lot of things, and it made sense when I was younger and less experienced to say yes way more than I said no, and to do things just for free or just for the experience. But I'm getting to a place now where it feels kind of like anything's possible, and opportunities are going to continue to just keep coming in, and you need to really focus down on and think about what you really want to be doing, because there's not going to be time later to do the thing you actually want to be doing. I really want to start a brand that starts primarily with clothing, but then later moves into like snacks and drinks and toys and all these different categories that kind of encompass into this one main brand. And the dream would be that that brand is financially successful enough that all I have to focus on is just making really cool content for that brand. And that's my life. Like, I love just to create products and get to be the one that develops really creative ad campaigns around these products that can connect with people, and it just be a lot of fun, because like I don't see a lot of brands out there like that I connect with in that deep way that like I want to be a part of. I have a really hard time shopping for myself because I just don't connect with a lot of things. So there's just a lot of clothes and a lot of things that I want to make, because there's things I'm looking to buy that just don't exist in the world, and I think I have the opportunity and like the resources now to create a brand successfully. So that's a big goal for me. However, I've had the same goal for 2-3 years now. It's obviously evolved and I've continued to think about it, but I've never actually took full action into it because I just keep saying yes to all these different opportunities that keep coming up. And I don't regret saying yes to those things. I've grown in a huge amount and have a huge portfolio now to back up doing larger and larger things in the future, and I wouldn't have that if I had just focused solely on building my brand. But I think I was like 19 when I started thinking about it, and I'm 23 now, which is only 4 years, but time goes by really quick. And I think there's an element of being young and coming from a place of like understanding young people that you slowly lose as you age, obviously. And if you can kind of at least establish a brand and use yourself as the face while you're still young, you can hold on to that youth within your brand more than you could if you started the brand when you're like 40 or even 30. I think you come from a different place as far as what your values are, and those values kind of stay even as the brand develops. So I'd like to kind of come from a place of being someone younger when I start this brand, because I do want it to stay something that younger people connect with. Yeah, so it's really, really hard to say no to some of the opportunities that have been coming up for me, but I think it's super, super essential that if I ever want to do my dream things in my life, that I have to make those sacrifices. Like, I have to sacrifice having the opportunity to do these other really cool things in order to do the really cool thing that I want to do, if that makes sense. Like, I want to do those other cool things too, but there's only so much time and you have to choose. So the thing is, like, I guess you could just go about your entire life just riding on that next opportunity that comes up, but I think you'll hit a point in your career where you'll feel like you're not in the place that you imagine yourself being in, and that's because you've let other people, like essentially other people, decide your path for you by just saying yes. You only get to really decide your fate once you start saying no to a lot more than you say yes. So just something to keep in mind. Yeah, I'm gonna leave this one there. Thank you.